For any Xbox or PlayStation codes or cheap games on any platform, use the referral link in the description. It'll take you to g2a.com. Use the promo code CHES over there and you'll get yourself 3% cash back. Also, I've got a new merchandise store, hats, hoodies and new tee designs, all available right now on the link in the description. Hey guys, welcome to episode number 21 of season number 2 here at Everton Football Club. After the disappointments of the previous episode, I'll let you go back and check it before I spoil anything. Definitely watch that video. You'll know the situation as we head into this episode is that we are now challenging to get through to the next round of the Champions League. After a 2-2 draw away from home against Zenit St Petersburg, we have the away goal advantage, but not necessarily the leading aggregate score that we would have preferred. We also faced two promoted sides at the end of the episode, Aston Villa and Newcastle. But of course, the most important game is this one against Zenit St Petersburg. And if we do get through, I'm not sure when the quarterfinals will be scheduled. It may be this week of the Aston Villa game, in which case that game will get postponed. We will have to wait and see. We've got very busy April, and if we get through in the Champions League, that's only going to get busier. And May looks pretty capable. We can cope with the fixture congestion. That's basically what I'm trying to say. So hopefully we can do quite well here against Zenit. Any form of victory, basically whoever wins, wins. As we drew the first leg, so it's almost like a one-game knockout. If we get a score draw of 2-2 or... Well, if we get a score draw of 2-2, it'll go to extra time and penalties. We get a score draw of 1-1, we'll go through. Score draw of 3-3 or higher, they'll go through on away goals. Obviously, 0-0 will go through on away goals as well. And if either side wins the game in 90 minutes, then they win the tie. Side looks tired-ish, but they should be able to cope with Zenit St Petersburg. I will probably start Iñaki Williams on the right-hand side ahead of Dale Lefeu. And Hakan Çalhanoğlu is on his way back from injury. Probably not fit enough to start yet, but definitely fit enough to go onto the bench, which is a big boost for us. And with the international break around the corner as well, these 2 weeks until the Aston Villa game, we might just get another couple of players back as well. Axel Witsel isn't far away from recovering from injury. Let's have a quick look and see what the situation is. If you enjoyed today's episode, as always, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to the channel too if you haven't already. Yeah, Axel Witsel 2 weeks away. Çalhanoğlu 12 days away. He's back in training, and apparently Tarashay is 80% match fit now and will be fully fit in 6 days' time. They're fit enough to be able to play, but it would be a risk to play them from the off, just in case they get injured again. But I'm going to bring Çalhanoğlu on off the bench here against Zenit if I possibly can for like 25-30 minutes, just to see if he's fully recovered or not, and hopefully get used to playing with him again, because he's going to have to slot straight back into the starting lineup as soon as he's fit, thanks to all of the other injuries we've had. Do we play them in white or in... I'm not sure, actually. Let's play them in white, because they've got the different coloured socks, haven't they? And actually, no, I said I wanted to start Iñaki Williams, so I will do exactly that. Iñaki Williams will go into the starting lineup, but we'll leave it as is elsewhere in the team. Right, you can see, aggregate 2-2, overcast, legendary 6 minutes. Let's go. McCarthy down the line to Seamus Coleman. Options inside. We'll use McCarthy again and maybe look for the ball through there. James Ward-Prowse can maybe return it back to a teammate if we can pull it back. It's going to drop on the edge of the box to Saponara after a deflection. Can I get that to Lukaku? We can. Oh, but there's a number of defenders in front of me. Let's lay it back to Saponara again. Maybe try and place that in the corner. Not very well placed in the end. Shatov down the left-hand side, trying to hold off Seamus Coleman. Has done well so far. It's a decent cross. Bertrand wouldn't clear it. I told him to clear it with his head, and he didn't do anything. He just turned and looked at the Zenit player as he headed it into the back of the net. What was that all about? It's gone in off the post. It was going across the line. I thought I could get there with Socrates, but I couldn't. See, what's Bertrand? He just... I don't know whether we'll see another replay of it. I might actually go to an instant replay. He just stood there, and as the ball came across with a Zenit player there, he just went... Rather than attacking the ball and clearing it, that's ridiculous. We are 1-0 down. Watch Ryan Bertrand here. I told him to clear it. He makes no attempt to do anything. He just stands there, and it hits him in the face off the shoulder of the Zenit man, who then beats the goalkeeper to it, and across the line it goes before Socrates arrives. And in fact, may have gone down as a Socrates' own goal, because I don't think it was fully over the line by the time the Greek got there. Oh no, it's gone down as Giuliano's. All right, 1-0 Zenit. I need someone to come short for me, and they have done. Here's James Ward-Prowse. In there to Saponara, across to Carrasco. Try and do a bit of footwork to get past the defender. He didn't do any sort of skill move there when I asked him to, but he's turned brilliantly. Javi Garcia gets in the way. It'll be a corner. Nice work by Carrasco. Didn't quite do what I wanted him to in the first instance, but still had a decent effort. That'll drop to Lukaku here. I'll pull this back to Saponara. Now, can I find a teammate? I see the man stood there. It's Socrates. Go through there, back to Saponara. That's a lunging tackle from Nato. Get up, Saponara. Don't tell me I'm going to get Çalhanoğlu back and I'm going to lose Saponara to in. No, he's up. It's all right. Don't panic, says. I just absolutely panic now. As soon as the central midfielder goes down injured, I'm like, oh no, not again.
He's coming forward with some danger. That's a foul, free kick.
How is that a foul? Tell me how that's a foul. The one time Ryan Bertrand actually does something and the referee gives a nonsense foul. Yusupov going to try and work that back into the box maybe. We forced him backwards nicely. We could just steal it off them. I'm actually going to switch to ultra attacking even this early in the game just to try and force the issue because we need a goal. All we need, of course, is to equalise and get a 1-1 draw and we will go through so long as they don't score a second. What a volley from outside the box. That was remarkable. Good save down low by Sergio Rico. The power on that and the accuracy too. Stunning. Corner for Zenit St Petersburg looking to go 4-2 up on aggregate. Floating it towards the edge, but Iñaki Williams brings it down. Yannick Ferreira Carrasco does well to jink past the defender, but I'm running out of room. Need a centre mid. There we go. Get that to Lukaku. Through to Saponara. Oh, why did he dive at it? Surely Iñaki Williams will make it 1-1. I was about to go nuts because all Saponara needed to do there was stay on his feet and slot it home. And for some reason, he went for that really awkward slide finish without any need to whatsoever. And I almost missed there with Iñaki Williams. So much power behind it, it almost went over the top of the bar. But into the back of the net it goes. We're level on the night and on aggregate, but ahead on away goals. To McCarthy. Nice turn. I'll look for Lukaku. Çalhanoğlu's there. And we'll squeeze that through there, looking for Iñaki Williams. This is a really nice move, actually. We'll look to cut back inside with a Ronaldo chop. I'll pull it back here, looking for Romelu, whose shot is well blocked and then cleared away by Nato, who's been very solid for them defensively in this game. If Bertrand can get that forward, we might have stood a chance, and thankfully the referee gives a free kick there for something I don't think was actually worthy of a foul, but never mind, I will take it. It gives us possession back. 15 minutes to go. If Romelu could have had his shot actually find a way through to goal there, in actual fact, I should have squared that. I should have squared. As soon as I hit the shoot button, I was like, I should have squared this. I knew immediately that I should have crossed it to... Oh, Çalhanoğlu and Lukaku with a glorious opportunity to put us 2-1 in front. A free header, unchallenged, but he's put it over the top of the bar. Got to be better than that, Romelu. Picked off by Seamus Coleman. Iñaki Williams is there. They're starting to get a little bit hurried in their closing down, Zenit, and it's actually opening up some spaces in their defence. Obviously, they need to get themselves a goal sooner rather than later, and I'm going to dink this over looking for Carrasco. We found him well, and turn inside the defender. Oh, that's a pen, surely. Yes, it is. Put a foot in. I went for the shot. He got nowhere near the ball. In fact, the ball just trickled off. I missed my shot. Or missed the ball with the shot. If you watch as Carrasco comes inside, he goes to kick it, misses. I think it was actually because the defender stuck his foot down the side of his calf, to be honest. Penalty for Everton. Almost a penalty for Newcastle there for some unknown reason. We'll see if we can... Yes! Give ourselves a 2-1 lead on the night. A 4-3 lead on aggregate. Now, if Zenit equalise on the night, that is the only scoreline in which we can go to extra time. They need one goal to take it to 120 minutes. If they get two, they'll win inside 90. But there's only 7 minutes to go, and we are now the sure favourites to go through to the quarterfinals of the Champions League. It's now or never, and it looks like it might be never. Lofted in, cleared away by Lemos. Win that header, Romelu. That is crucial. That should give us the victory here. He's gone again, Romelu, so we'll play him in. Just hold the defender off, Romelu. Just wasting time now. We'll go for the return ball, actually. Oh, I was going to try and look for a third. We are through to the quarterfinals of the Champions League. Couldn't have wished for a better start to today's episode. Apologies, grey-haired old man. Let's go and see if we can't get a win in the second game of the episode. Aston Villa up next, and the next round of the Champions League has been drawn. Real Madrid. Right. So I think we might be only reaching the quarterfinals of the Champions League this year. I have faith in my players, but it's Real Madrid, so I'm not so sure. We'll have to wait and see how we get on in that one. But for now, though, we're going to concentrate on the league because the league is very tight with regards the Champions League positions. Crystal Palace, however, unless Arsenal can win their game in hand, in which case they go only 6 points behind, currently have a 9-point lead at the top of the table. Are Crystal Palace about to do a Leicester City? We will wait and see for the rest of the year. All we need to do, though, is finish top 4. That's the most important thing for us. And a win against Aston Villa will move us back inside the top 3 on goal difference ahead of Manchester United. Çalhanoğlu's got so much space to play Deulofeu into here. I didn't realise Deulofeu had that much room. Get it to Çalhanoğlu, back in the starting lineup for the first time. And after, what, a couple of minutes? We're 1-0 up already. 4 minutes. He scored already in his first start after breaking his ankle, being out for 3 months. Came off the bench in the previous game, made a decent impact, and here plays an elongated 1-2 with Deulofeu and just smacks that straight as an arrow into the top corner. Everton 1, Aston Villa 0, and they have the worst goal-scoring record in the league. We might have already won the game after 4 minutes. Here's Jack Grealish. Oh, that's good footwork. I was waiting for a through ball there and it didn't come. And he's still going, Jack Grealish. Who did that hit? I think he came off a teammate, or did he just scuff it that far wide? I'm not sure. We'll have a look at a replay. No, he just scuffed it that far wide. The dribbling of Jack Grealish there was too good for me to handle. Very good footwork from the youngster. 10 minutes in, though, we still have our 1-0 lead. Inside to Michi. Cross there to Ward-Prowse. Back to Michi. Good footwork. And the pace. And the finish? No, over the top of the bar. Probably could have taken it another pace on, actually, and looked to finesse it rather than powering it from the edge. Michi's very, very quick now in this save with the stats, the way they've grown on his physicality. But unfortunately, despite 90 finishing, that one went over the top. Go back inside here to Ward-Prowse and then out to Ryan Bertrand. Carrasco's making moves down the line, but we'll just cut inside. Keep this moving. There's Michi. Look for Çalhanoğlu. Could cut back and go for the return ball. Michi Batshuayi looking to get into the box. Can we finish? No. Good block by Tommy Elphick. Very good defending there to keep up with the pace of Michi Batshuayi and stop him from scoring. But can he win this header? No. Carlos Sanchez is very physical. Very, very strong player, but that's in. Çalhanoğlu with a header, straight at Golini, the goalkeeper. I wasn't even in control of Çalhanoğlu there. It did it for me, but very close to 2-0. And Çalhanoğlu second as well, but unfortunately it wasn't to be. And Jordan Ayew could even be in to make it 1-1, but no, thankfully we've defended that well. No, we haven't. Oh, we got a free kick. Or did they get a free kick? Someone got a free kick. I panicked there. I thought we were about to concede one of the most bullshit goals I'd ever seen. Jack Grealish. Out wide. Not strong enough, though, to hold off Seamus Coleman. That's the thing with this Villa side. They've got a number of youngsters playing that just aren't strong enough to deal with my grown men defenders. Çalhanoğlu's got space to get into here. We'll try and turn inside Micah Richards. He does have strength, but I'm going to hit the shot early, and that is a very nice second goal. Everton 2, Aston Villa 0. They're down the bottom of the table for a reason, and we are proving exactly why. Terrible, terrible defending from Aston Villa. It's a very good finish, actually. Struck that beautifully into the far top corner. Better finish than I actually gave him credit for initially. Everton 2, Aston Villa 0. We're looking like we're going to get all 3 points here, and convincingly too. It's Jordan Ayew into the box. He just keeps going straight. I was waiting for a cutback or a pass inside, and nothing came. He just kept running in a straight line. I see Deulofeu on the far side. Bacuna 2 foot after he's already won the ball. Here's Razak racing through. Can we just outmuscle him? Very good tackle there. That was a poor pass. I don't even know what I was doing trying to pass it out from there. Dinked in. That could be 2-1. Is 2-1. Lovely finish from Jack Grealish, but he's offside. You can see top left, it stayed at 2-0. If it changes over, if you're not sure whether it's offside or not, and you see the scoreboard change over, then it's definitely a goal. That time, ball in the back of the net. Good finish, actually, from Jack Grealish. But it didn't go to 2-1, and it didn't come up and say goal, as it normally would do. You can see just the wrong side of the defender. Very deep there, though, same as Coleman. Another 6 inches or so back towards his own goal, and that would have seen Aston Villa back in the game. Very unlucky for them, but I'm glad that they didn't get one back, because our 2-0 lead is still intact. And we still look heavy favourites to come out of this game with all 3 points. Corner for Aston Villa. Jack Grealish to take. I've brought on Axel Witsel. So Axel Witsel and Hakan Çalhanoğlu now very much back in the first team picture. And I could not be happier about that. I know I've gone on about it quite a bit in this game so far. But you can probably understand what a relief it is to have a number of top quality central midfielders back. And not have to use 2 centre-backs in central midfield like I did in, was it the previous episode or the one before that? I can't quite remember, but it was one of the previous couple of episodes. Here's Axel Witsel. I'll play that over there to Gerard Deulofeu. Oh, if he'd have come to meet the ball rather than just let... Oh, never mind. We still might score. No, we've hit the bar. If he'd have come to meet it rather than letting it bounce, we would have had a much better angle there for the shot. But Axel Witsel immediately involved, just as Hakan Çalhanoğlu was when he came off the bench in the first game. Maybe Witsel will score after 4 minutes in game number 3 against Newcastle. Play this around the corner to Seamus Coleman. Look for Lukaku. Roll the defender. Romelu Lukaku. 3-0. This has been a dream game for us. Everton 3, Aston Villa 0. Strolling very, very comfortably to 3 points. Witsel with a tackle. Poke it to Carrasco. Cut inside the defender as he thought I was going to go down the line. Get it to Lukaku. Witsel could score too. Please, if Axel Witsel scores on his return to the first team, I'll be thrilled. He has done. Oh, boys, we are back in business for the rest of this season. We're a long way behind Crystal Palace, but there's still 10 games to go. I might be a little bit more confident about those 2 Real Madrid games now. We are back in business. Yes, let's challenge for the Champions League and the Premier League title between now and the end of the season. I couldn't be happier. There goes the final whistle. A stunning 4-0 victory at home against Aston Villa. I've kind of waxed lyrical about this team in this particular game, but that was one of the best performances we've put in all series, not just this season. That was very, very good from us. What's the betting I now go and lose like 3-0 to Newcastle just to crash me back down to earth? Nice tackle by Saponara, not once but twice. Blassie gets that up to Lukaku, poke it there, and then through for Iñaki Williams, who's in behind. Iñaki Williams surely to give Everton a 1-0 lead. Yes, into the back of the net it goes. The away fans are in that stand that we've just run up to, but all the way up in the heavens in the 3rd tier. You have to really crack your neck to be able to see them. I thought I'd overrun it briefly as Tim Krul started to close me down and there was a heavy touch, but the one time you do want a slid finish is in a situation like that, and Bolasie does very well to squeeze it into the back of the net. Because of the close nature of the fixture list with this game and the Villa game, it's actually a heavily rotated side that's playing here against Newcastle. More familiar with the previous couple of episodes when we had the injury crisis, but thankfully we hope to get a similar result here, and seemingly after the opening 10 minutes or so, the team is playing just as well as it did in that Villa game. Dwight Gale causing me some problems here. Cross comes in, Garbutt's up, it's very well away actually, and straight to Axel Witsel. That was meant for Lukaku, but Iñaki Williams does well, and Lukaku will go for the run. I don't know how fast Lazar is, seemingly pretty quick. Iñaki Williams will poke this back to a teammate. It wasn't meant for Asamoah, but never mind. A couple of misplaced passes, but at least they're finding teammates. Here's Yannick Bolasie. Let's try a spin there, and he's in. Yannick Bolasie went for the worldie, and it didn't quite come off. Saponara, go to Bolasie, quickly to Lukaku. Playing such good football in this game and the Villa one. It just feels completely different to how we were playing a couple of days ago. I'm really enjoying playing with this Everton team again. I was questioning my thoughts about this team and whether I actually wanted to continue here at Everton in the last episode or two, because I was just not playing good football. But now things are really just getting so much better. 2-0, and that is one of the best put together moves we've had all season. So many passes, little intricate moves, the little triangles, and then switching direction and burying it on the left foot. I'm having so much fun right now. Hopefully that's coming across in the video. Oh, Tim Krul did actually get a hand to that, but couldn't get enough on it to keep it out. 2-0 Everton. Saponara to Bolasie. Goes Saponara again, and then Bolasie again. And then, whoop, Fate Rabona. Look for the dink in. Wasn't much of a dink, but Iñaki Williams brings it down. Pull it back. Axel Witsel spin. Is that a pen? It is. It's going to be the chance to make it 3-0 here in the first 35 minutes. I'm not entirely too sure where these performances have come from me today, but I'm very glad that we've started to put together a nice little run of form. Put this into the top left corner, and I've started scoring penalties as well. That's 2 in this episode. We may have just turned a corner, boys. This might be a fantastic end of season. We are playing brilliantly today. Nice ball by De Jong. Adam Armstrong is so quick. How am I supposed to catch him? That was madness. The acceleration to get away there was something we've not experienced for a while with an offensive striker. Seemed De Jong to take the corner. Vernon Anita's gone off, dipping and looping. John Joe Shelby's come on. Here's Yannick Bolasie trying to flick it back over the defender. That's worked brilliantly. Lazar trying desperately to keep up with me, but can't. Romelu Lukaku on the counter-attack. Still going well. Still going well. Still going well. Saponara, get the turn in. Look for Yannick Bolasie. Spin the defender maybe. He's beaten him. Yannick for 4. I think that was headed wide actually, but a good block by Kieran Clark. Our turn for a corner now. Saponara whips it in. Who's up underneath that? It was Funes Mori, and Bemba can't keep it in. Another corner for Everton Football Club. Can we get a 4th? 4 back-to-back games. No, Tim Krul's going to come and get that, isn't he? It's a nice lofted ball in. Funes Mori heads away. Saive brings it down. Henri Saive gets past Axel Witsel quite well there, but it's not going to get past quite well Samoa. Counter-attack time. They've got 2 defenders back here. Which way do I go? Go to Yannick Bolasie, because that's the space that's opened up. DeAndre Edlin trying his best to close me down. Try a fake Rabona to work the space. And Bolasie... Oh, Tim Krul with a good save. That would have been quite the way to finish the game, wouldn't it? 3-0 in stoppage time. Now they're there on the counter-attack. Got Adam Armstrong in the middle with Dwight Gale trying to get down the sidelines. But Funes Mori does brilliantly. And the full-time whistle can't be too far in... Coming. There we go. A 3-0 victory to follow up our 4-0 victory in the Premier League. 7 goals in 2 games. They didn't have a single shot, Newcastle. Complete and utter dominance. Wow. I didn't feel like they were that out of it, to be completely honest. Crystal Palace lost to Arsenal. Not only is that massive for us, but that's massive for Arsenal as well, who are closing them down. So they've beaten Palace, and if they win their game in hand, they could go within 3 points of them. The title race is still on for Arsenal and Crystal Palace, and maybe with our form, we are now with the chance to get a game, to close the gap to Crystal Palace with an extra game in hand. Even we could go just 4 points behind Crystal Palace. This title race is far from over. This episode has been phenomenal. We've played absolutely brilliant football. And who do we have coming up next? It's West Brom, followed by Manchester United and Real Madrid. Right then, that's going to be all for today's episode. Thank you very much for watching. Let's get rid of these emails just to ensure. Is he still actually 60? He's up to 61 rated now. He's getting slightly better here, Isaac Morgan. Still 16 years of age, so I'm not going to call him up yet. But still growing quite nicely in the youth squad. Anyway, moving on. Drop the video a like if you enjoyed. Subscribe to the channel too if you haven't already. And I'll see you next time.